Toucannon going to release the Drill Peck, forcing the first protection of the game. The opponent going to look for that Incinerate, farm down. They get sniped. Mamoswine gets the energy lead, and out comes Jellicent. Mamoswine going to reach the high horsepower on the charge attack priority. And the question is, does the opponent respect the damage? Welcome back to the channel. Oh my, buckle up, because today we are in for one hell of a roller coaster featuring one of the most attack weighted cores you can run for the Remix Cup. Toucannon plus Mamoswine cover each other's weaknesses fairly well, and they both have an attack stat similar to Shadow Scizor. That is not where the fun's going to end today. As rounding out today's team, for the first time on the channel, we are taking a look at Shadow Garbador. If you're wondering if this Pokemon's any good, simulation suggests probably not. It's currently ranked at 894th in the Great League Remix Cup rankings. To put that into perspective, Drowsy that maxed out at less than 1200 CP and Seal that maxed out at less than 1100 CP are both ranked higher. Today's battles have been sent into the channel by a trainer that I believe is called Zari. I apologise if I butchered your name. My dyslexia is running rampant this morning. With all that being said, without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we lead Shadow Toucannon into Sonic the Hedgehog, aka Alolan Sandslash, an absolutely atrocious lead, and we are somewhat core broken. We see the instant pivot into Mamoswine, the opponents stay in, farm up some energy before sending out Feraligatr. Feraligatr ends up playing to the CMP tile, they do not win, and Icicle Sphere forces the first Protect Shield of the game. Zari gonna match Protect Shield and look to realign his Pokemon. I'm not really sure how much that helps us, to be honest, as both Garbodor and Toucannon aren't particularly good into Sandslash. Undeterred, Mamoswine fires off the next Icicle Sphere. We're able to take back switch, back out comes Sandslash, and we get off a hell of a lot of very, very valuable Mud Slap damage. Garbodor enters the arena. I guess we're about to find out if it's bulky or not. Ouch, that drill run does crazy damage, but Garbodor holds strong, reaching the Body Slam. Body Slam might actually force a knockout here. Body Slam forced the final Protect Shield of the game, and here comes Toucannon. Toucannon instantly going to put up that Protect Shield, blocking up the incoming Ice Punch. Can Toucannon pull off the sweep? Oh baby, out comes Glisserpod, and we all know this one's going to end. Drill Peck super effective, going to be massive overkill. Glisserpod straight in and straight out. We're doubled up, and Toucannon is going to sweep the back line. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Toucannon into Shadow Typhlosion. Both Pokemon going to be applying massive fast move pressure, but Typhlosion clearly applying more. The opponent goes straight for the Thunder Punch, throwing on alignment, potentially meaning we're actually going to reach 2 moves. The opponent actually pivot out into Florges. I thought we were going to YOLO the Flash Cannon. We're actually opting for the Drill Peck. Drill Peck regardless, forced to Protect Shield. We're doubled up, and we look to throw back to back. I believe this second one was on a CMP tie too, and it was, oh my days, look at the damage from that Drill Peck. I guess you don't even need to Flash Cannon as Drill Peck clearly lands for heavy neutral damage. We send out Garbodor. Garbodor wastes no time, erases that Body Slam, and looks to remove Florges from the field of play. Down goes Florges. The opponent sends out Torterra, and we are in so much trouble. The opponent goes to the classic You Switch, I Switch, and feed us for energy. Does this allow us to reach the double Icicle Sphere? No, it does not, as that Mud Slap will be knocking us out. Icicle Sphere will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. And I guess Garbodor is going to have to do the heavy lifting. Garbodor with 1 shield to hide behind. Going to be investing it here. The opponent fire off the Frenzy Plant. Garbodor looks to farm up, throw the Seed Bomb on the CMP tie. Is Seed Bomb enough to knock out? Bang! There it is. Garbodor is a Torterra counter confirmed, and we take that game. In the next battle, we led Toucannon into Diggersby. The opponent says no thank you, say switch into Drapion. That looks like a CMP tie, so potentially the opponent is spamming that Aqua Tail. Drill Peck forced the Protect Shield. The opponent does go straight for the Aqua Tail. Or if even a non-stop Aqua Tail did a lot. And here comes Mamoswine. Mamoswine will be looking for the 1 shield. Full Mud Slap farm down, and this makes Diggersby's life very difficult, as it likely doesn't return. The opponent's kind of forced to reveal their third. To my surprise, Diggersby re-enters the arena, so questions now have to be asked on what the heck is in the back that you're going to send Diggersby into a loaded Shadow Mamoswine. The opponent even shields the Icicle Sphere to Zari, recognising Mamoswine must be good against the third. Invest that Protect Shield, looks to fire off the next Icicle Sphere. Diggersby, you sir, might think you're thick. Are you thick enough? Icicle Sphere, almost a 1-hit KO. We save Mamoswine and make the catch back onto Toucannon. Fire Punch removes Toucannon from the field of play. Mamoswine re-enters the arena, looks for the Mud Slap farm down. There is something else weak to Mamoswine. The opponent doesn't want to get high horsepower to the face, and they concede the match. In the next battle, we see the Battle of the Flyers, Toucannon versus Shiny Galarian Moltres. A very nice flex from our opponent. We tried to play 2 CMP, but it looks like the opponent more than content to take the extra. The opponent gets far too greedy, allowing Toucannon to reach yet another Drill Peck, very quickly forcing the opponent all shields down. Rather than conceding a farm down, we see the pivot into Garbodor and look to use it as the damage sponge. We tanked that fly reasonably well, and we're actually able to reach the Body Slam on CMP, winning CMP, and this Body Slam will be moving Moltres from the field of play. Down goes Moltres, out comes Dusknoir. Dusknoir able to get a very nice Astonish farm down. We send out Mamoswine, Mamoswine tearing through Dusknoir with these Mud Slaps, but likewise, we're not tanking these Astonishes particularly well either. With that in mind, Zari wastes no time, goes straight for the Ice Sphere, looking to maintain some health. Ice Sphere removes Dusknoir from the field of play. Out comes Quagsire, and that is yet another very quick top left. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, Toucannon stares down Hakmo-O. Trainer, honestly, pivot. These pecks are tearing the opponent apart. The opponent shielded the Drill Peck. Hakmo-O did gain access to Rock Tomb this season. Not that's particularly going to help him, as we can just shield and fully peck farm him down afterwards. Toucannon leaves absolutely loaded. Okay, the opponent doesn't want the smoke, and they also concede the match. In the next battle, we see another fantastic lead. Toucannon being a flying and normal type, the same typing as Pidgeot, means we are double resisting these Astonish damages, and despite being very glassy, we're taking minimal fast move pressure. Zari forces a Protect Shield, calls the Shadow Punch bait like a savage. The opponent then pivots out into Forretress, and we actually choose to send out Garbodor. I guess just sacrificing it and trying to keep it away from that Dusknoir, where it's going to have a pretty piss-poor matchup. Maybe Zari's making a team read here, thinking the opponent's trying to bait out a ground type potentially. I've seen a lot of teams in this Remix Cup with like Forretress plus a Quagsire or Forretress plus a Carbink, some kind of nonsense backline. Meaning the Mud Slapper is going to be even better against the third than it is against the Safe Switch. Mamoswine enters the arena, unfortunately gets baited with the Sand Tomb. The opponent then saves Forretress, pivot back out into Dusknoir. Mamoswine fires off the Icicle Sphere. Icicle Sphere forces the opponent's final Protect Shield, and I think our team reads correct. Whatever's in the back, clearly not a fan of our Mamo. Mamoswine gets that Mud Slap farm down, however at the cost of quite a lot of health. Out comes Tinkaton. Trainer, are you serious? The opponent unable to catch, unable to outpace, high horsepower, a massive one-hit KO. Back out comes Forretress. We go for the wham, bam, combo play, fire off the Drill Peck, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we see Swirless in the lead position. Thankfully, Dragon Breath doesn't do as much damage as it did previously, but these Dragon Breaths are still chunking. We attempt the Body Slam catch onto Garbodor. The opponent counter swaps Quagsire into Garbodor. If they don't know about the Seed Bomb, they're about to find out. The opponent straight in and straight out, nuked through 2 Protect Shield, non-stab Seed Bomb, picks up the one-hit KO. Back out comes Wireless. They just settle for a Body Slam. Body Slam will be survivable. And Garbodor's actually putting in a hell of work here, able to reach a Body Slam of its own, doing some very solid chip damage. Zari sends out Mamoswine. Mamoswine able to snipe the one singular Mud Slap. Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and that is going to be game over. In the next battle, fantastic lead as Toucannon stares down Nidoqueen. The opponent save switch into Araquanid and Trainer. I'm not sure that's the counter swap you are looking for. Toucannon fires off the Drill Peck. Drill Peck forced the Protect Shield, and here comes Garbodor. Zari doesn't particularly need switch advantage, and I guess we're just using Garbodor to operate as the damage sponge and do any damage we can. Even if Nidoqueen gets aligned against Mamoswine, that is an awful matchup for them, as the Queen happens to be the slapper that loses to all the other Mud Slappers. Garbodor continuing to hold its own in this mid-game matchup, fires off yet another Body Slam. The opponent aggressively then sends out Nidoqueen. We look to reach the Body Slam, but unfortunately get fully Mud Slap farm down afterwards. Nidoqueen goes straight for the Poison Fang, which would probably be survivable, but Toucannon is so glassy, would probably get double resisted, Mud Slap farm down afterwards. Toucannon over farms, fires off the Drill Peck. Drill Peck removes Nidoqueen from the field of play. The opponent send back at Araquanid. Toucannon, smelling blood in the water, gonna invest the Protect Shield, look for the Peck farm down afterwards. The opponent sends out Gliscopod. Gliscopod farms up. We make the catch onto Mamoswine, completely sacrificing it to the Pokeos. Aquajet, a massive one-hit KO, but Toucannon farms up to the double drill peck. You know the drill. The first one will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. The second one going to be massive overkill, removing Gliscopod from the field of play. Araquanid is still alive, but a couple of pecks is going to be all she wrote, with Toucannon absolutely popping off. In the next battle, we see another Ghost-type lead, and we see another opponent completely core broken by Toucannon, whilst Feraligatr, of course, is a mono-water type. It's kind of operating as a Ghost-type attacker currently, using Shadow Claw as a quick move. These Shadow Claws are non-stab and double resisted. Toucannon and Feraligatr pace at the same speed to their charge moves, which means this is a matchup the opponent is always going to lose, as they're a turn behind, and even if this was even energy, we just continue to win CMP over and over again. Zari happy to play out the 2-shield matchup. We're going to be able to exit with no shields, but almost at full health. Out comes Carbink. We bank the drill peck. We pivot into Mamoswine, basing back out Drifblim, but this Drifblim going to be straight in and straight out. Yet another one-hit KO. Get that Drifblim off my screen. Trainer, you need to throw. You need to throw, trainer. The opponent looking for the rock throw farm down. They don't get it. Mamoswine reach the high horsepower. Get that stupid butt plug off my screen. And Mamoswine cleans up. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see another Shadow Typhlosion in the lead position. This Incinerate damage is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely melting our little bird. We fire off the drill peck. The opponent looks for the Incinerate farm down. We're able to snipe them down. The opponent sends out Jellicent. Mamoswine able to reach the high horsepower on CMP. Winning CMP. Does the opponent respect the damage? Oh my gosh, they do not. They near get one shot, and the opponent's almost lost 2 Pokemon in the blink of an eye. We send out Garbodor, the opponent pivots into Shadow Venusaur, and that is going to be probably the quickest battle I've ever seen. Heading into the next battle. Oh, we lead Toucannon into Malamar. The opponent goes straight for the charge move, throwing on alignment, giving us a free peck in the process. As Ari says, thank you very much, continues to farm up energy and farms up to the double drill peck. Malamar is definitely in drill peck range. The first one forced the opponent's first Protect Shield. We're doubled up and look to throw back to back. Is the opponent willing to go all in on Malamar? Yes, they are. Trainer, I don't think you get there. I don't think you get there. The opponent looks for the Sidewave farm down. Toucannon says no. Reaches yet another drill peck. The opponent invests both Protect Shields and still loses opening matchup. Out comes Tinkaton. We see the pivot into Mamoswine. Out comes Golurk. Golurk going to be straight in and straight out. Icicle Sphere. Massive overkill. Probably killing this Golurk and every Golurk that's ever entered the Go Battle League. Back out comes Tinkaton. Zari, last second investor Protect Shield, block up the Bulldoze. We reset that debuff and see the pivot into Garbador. Garbador can only hit for resisted, but the damage has already been done. Body Slam doesn't get the job done, but likewise, non-stab Bulldoze simply isn't going to cut it. The opponent recognises there's nothing they can do, and they concede the match. In the next battle, we see another Dusknoir in the lead position. The last opponent, baited like an absolute potato, throwing the Shadow Punch. Is Zari going to display some huge balls of steel and look to call yet another bait? The answer to that question is yes. Does the opponent full send? Trainer, why would you bait? That is double resisted. Toucannon shrugs off that pitiful damage, fires off the drill peck, winning this lead matchup and obtaining shield advantage. Out comes Dugong. We see the pivot into Garbador, baiting out Nidoqueen. And I think we're in a spot of trouble here, to be honest. How do we beat that Dugong? Hopefully we can sacrifice this Toucannon. Mudslap farm this Nidoqueen down before we inevitably get debuffed. Mamoswine enters the arena, unable to Mudslap farm down. This is only a Poison Fang. Bazari gonna value health, recognizing Dugong is hella slow to charge moves. Out comes Dugong. Zari going for a very risky, double resisted Icicle Sphere bait. The Icicle Sphere bait forced the Protect Shield. At -1, is high horsepower even going to be enough to knock out? Probably. Question mark. Hopefully. I guess we're about to find out. Is high horsepower enough to knock out? Oh, yes it is. And we just about escaped for a dub. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see Abomasnow in the lead position. Unfortunately, running Powder Snow and not Leafage. We see the pivot into Garbador, baiting out Quagsire. Oh boy. Oh boy, trainer. Do you know about the Seed Bomb? Nope. Not quite a one-hit KO, but able to Infestation farm down afterwards. Out comes Shadow Quillfish. You love to see it. I actually think Quillfish is kind of good, to be honest. I had a lot of fun running this Pokemon. It is very glassy, but hits very, very hard. The opponent farming up a boatload of energy allowing Garbodor to reach yet another body slam. And this is one of the drawbacks of this thing. It is so glassy. We send out Mamoswine, the opponent throws 0 energy, gets sniped, and inevitably concede the match. In the next battle, we see the annoying Marshmallow Wigglytuff in the lead position. We say switch into Garbodor. The opponent remains on the screen. Scizor takes the initiative. I was going to say fires off the body slam, but the opponent made a very nice catch. I didn't even see that goal lurk switch in, but the opponent looking for the Mud Slap farm down, enabling us to reach the Seed Bomb. A Seed Bomb gets no respect. Garbodor is a goal lurk counter confirmed. Back out comes Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff able to get that full tap, charm down, farm down, and we opt to realign, sending out Mamoswine. Mamoswine tanks the Icy Wind. We reset that debuff and see the pivot into Toucannon. Toucannon gonna strike, firing off the Drill Peck. Drill Peck, of course, forced to protect shield, as who doesn't love to shield their annoying tap charmer. Zari throws the next Drill Peck on alignment, potentially trying to throw it on CMP, but it looks like the opponent more than content just to tap away and just fully charm farm us down. It's now Mamoswine versus the world. Mamoswine, unfortunately, is going to get debuffed and going to need to nuke whatever's in the back at -1. Out comes Runerigus at -1. Icicle Sphere isn't going to cut it, and I think we might actually die to fast moves here. Mamoswine, wait, hold up, able to Mud Slap farm down, leaving with the Icicle Sphere. I can't quite believe we won this game, but Zari able to get the job done, emerging victorious, a 1 HP and a Dream Baby, much to the opponent's disappointment as they rage quit the app, hence the huge amount of lag. In the next battle, we see Forretress in the lead position, unfortunately for us, running Volt Switch as opposed to Bug Bite. We see the pivot into Garbodor, the opponent going to fire off the Sand Tomb that is super effective and inevitably debuffs our defense. The opponent then sends out Jellicent, and this is more than playable for us as we've got access to Seed Bomb. It looks like Seed Bomb doesn't quite two-shot, but it does come close. This next Seed Bomb will be survival, but does the opponent know that? The opponent not only invested Protect Shield, but also played to the CMP tie they did not win. A shout out to Homesize Henry for that quote. We're happy with Garbodor's contribution. We now send back out Toucannon. Toucannon able to outpace by a single turn to the Drill Peck, and Drill Peck removes Jellicent from the field of play. Back out comes Forretress. Once again, we throw 1 Peck, transfer the Volt Switch onto Mamoswine, and out comes Sableye. The opponent throws on alignment, and I think that's the final nail in this opponent's coffin. We shield at the foul play, throw 1 Mud Slap and the first Icicle Sphere. The opponent still 1 Protect Shield, 2 hide behind, shield up Sableye, but Mamoswine able to outpace to the next Icicle Sphere, and this will be moving Sableye from the field of play. This game is signed, sealed, and delivered. We're going to be able to Mud Slap him into a range where Drill Peck will be lethal. That certainly looks like Drill Peck range to me. Zari knows it, tanks the Sand Tomb, sends back out Toucannon. The opponent recognise they're going to get Drill Peck to the face, and they concede the match. In the next battle, we see a terrifying lead as Toucannon stares down Charizard. I guess this is kind of where the team wants to see it. We fire off the Drill Peck, forcing the Protect Shield, the opponent farming up a boatload of energy, and we are going to see the shield deployed. This is likely the air cutter bait. In fairness, it's not really a bait, to be honest. You can see these embers are melting through Toucannon. It looks like Zari going to try and double shield and fully peck farm down afterwards. Can the opponent reach the next air cutter? They cannot, and Toucannon able to win the lead matchup and leave with a bucketload of residual energy good to go. Out comes Venusaur. Trainer, are you sure about that? What the hell is in the back? You're going to send Venusaur into a loaded Toucannon. Toucannon already doubled up on Drill Peck's 1, forced to Protect Shield 1, nukes Venusaur into oblivion. No, it's Gator in the back. Gator going to be unable to Shadow Claw farm us down, unable to win Charge Attack priority, and that is a full-on Toucannon sweep. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Shadow on Shadow Crime as Toucannon stares down the Quagman. The opponent lands a Stone Edge. It's going to be a very clean 1-hit KO. To be honest, even a neutral Drill Peck almost ends in the same result. As you can see, these Pecks are tearing through Quagsire's HP. The opponent farm up a boatload of energy. Zari looks to call the bait. There is the Aqua Tail bait. The opponent then bank on Aqua Tail and make a very nice catch the Drill Peck onto Jellicent, where it still lands for heavy neutral damage. The issue for the opponent here is they're never ever going to be able to Hex farm us down. We rebank a Drill Peck and send out Garbodor. Garbodor should be able to tank any one move. The opponent fire off the Shadow Ball. We do survive, not well, but well enough to reach this Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb able to move Jellicent from the field of play. The opponent sends out Gator, and Gator able to get a very nice Shadow Claw farm down afterwards. An interesting triple water team from our opponent, meaning Mamoswine is going to get one shot pretty much by every single team member. The opponent bank a Hydro Cannon, go for the wham bam combo play, send out Quagsire, we shield up the Aqua Tail, look for the Mud Slap farm down, but unfortunately unable to get it before the next Aqua Tail's reached. Zari now has no shields to hide behind, but with a boatload of energy. I think this is GG's, to be honest. High horsepower will be forcing the Protect Shield. And that looks like Drill Peck range. The opponent actually looked to dump energy. They don't even over farm. And we all know how this one's going to end. We've got that Drill Peck locked. It's loaded. It's going to be High Gator, Bye Gator. Remove yourself from my screen with Zari. Continuing to emerge victorious. GG's and thanks for playing. Much to my disappointment, heading into the final battle of today's video, we see our third Dusknoir lead. The last two opponents have masturbated like absolute potatoes, throwing double resisted shadow punches at our bird. Are we finally going to see an opponent recognise that Dynamic Punch is the way to go, as it will at least hit for neutral? Zari looks to call a bait. There is yet another double resisted Shadow Punch bait. The opponent recognise they need to consider their life choices, concede the match, and we take that game. And that is just about going to wrap things up for today's Shoutcast. That was an absolute banger, so we're going to say a huge thank you to today's battle submitter Zari. I very much enjoyed that. What a way to get my week underway. Shoutcasting this first thing on a Monday morning. I'm well aware that content has been quite slow on the channel, but I might get a second wind and double upload today, as I have got a day off and I'm really enjoying shoutcasting, especially when we see some crazy shenanigans like this. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new, consider subscribing if you'd like your battles featured on my channel. A link to our battle submission form is down below, and as always, a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.